Hello there everyone and welcome back. I have finally got my entire fleet to level 10 and I have shown that there is at least some real potential I can win against that orc matchup there with the torpedoes and lances, as I found out the supercharged void shield is incredibly handy for that, at least in what you would think would be almost pointless, considering most of the reliance of the orc's lance weaponry and torpedoes is to ignore the shields more often than not, but with him relying on like the guaranteed void explosion does massive amount of damage as well. This thing at least has a good use for that there, which is probably what's going to turn the tide for me if I can be a little more consistent with my control, because I did fail to let my poor Dauntless contribute in the fight pretty much. I think I just left it to die in all honesty, but nonetheless, I think this may be the final video I'm going to do, at least for the time being, as Imperial Navy. And then I will at least consider switching over to Eldar. I'm not exactly sure if that's what I'm going to do just yet. It should be fun, but it's going to be a horrible mess, I think, until I can fully understand how I was playing Eldar to begin with there, because there's a vast difference between now and to when I played Eldar after the Championship Series. I had a lot more understanding of the game then, let alone better mechanics at that point, so it's sure to be a mess. I'm almost guaranteeing it, but I'm going to try it regardless. But let's hopefully make these last few matches a good one, shall we? Oh boy, what a horrible way to start there. I was coughing up a storm there for a moment, but it looks like we're going to have ourselves a potential high-level Chaos battle here, and I am really eager to play more against Chaos, but we'll see how this compares into boss now, at least with my battles with boss, because it's almost going to feel night and day with just on the fact alone that he's going to be dodging my torpedoes relatively well, or at least boss did. But how likely is it that he's going to, well, 600 points too, let's keep that in mind. I may just go with the Devil Overlords and a Tyrant. How likely is it he's going to be bomber heavy though? That's my justification for this. I really do dislike going to Devil Widowmaker a little bit here, but 600 points does allow me to at least soak the damage a lot better here. Well, the Auger Disruptors is kind of no consequence here, but I don't feel like I need two Widowmakers there, especially when he's kind of needs to come to me as far as the objective, so I'm going to be spawning him one way or the other. It's just a question of if I'm good enough at deterring him when the objective is going to be randomly placed, but I do have good power with 3 cruisers at least, and there's not really like a weak link. They all have the same kind of firepower. It's just the Tyrant just lacks out on the 2 lances it could be having, but its durability is still the same, its potential is still the same. It just needs to get closer, and then it will actually outshine to an extent the Overlords there, because it has better close range potential with that said. But I am still looking forward to this regardless. I just gotta be smart with my Widowmakers, make sure they don't get sniped by these random lances you can very easily do. It's 3 ships, so this looks very top heavy with a battleship. And we see him already kind of like boosting some emission dissipating, so let's fire some torpedoes, and I could also boost if I so wish. It'll help me get to the middle faster actually, especially with this gas cloud, so why the hell not? Because he's already boosting, so I want to take advantage of that. Also, beacons. Actually, let me make sure my beacons are grouped properly. You're going to be group 5. They're boosting up, so we're good here. And I don't think torpedoes are going to hit much there. They're going to be intercepted without a doubt, but I don't think they're going to hit a whole lot. We'll see. He is flying into him, so that makes a bit of a difference there. We'll see if I can actually hit, though, because that's actually a relatively small ship. And we have another ship Salt running over there. Well, no, not Salt running, never mind. It's a well, let's see. We have a decoy of some kind, I guess, because of the fact I'm only seeing 3 ships there. And I know there's like a 4th one over there. He is spread out. We're gonna spot them. We're gonna try. Well, he's got good bombers there, so these things are gonna die relatively quickly, alas. But it did get stasis bomb off to slow him down. Now I just gotta make sure I can punish him for this aggressively, because there's a bunch of torpedo hits there. I'm assuming that's the battleship, and he does have a Stig. This gives me a lot of potential there. Although I do wish I had my Dictator to help with this regard. But I got the long range. Now, let's get this thing out and Hitten, because it's going to be able to do that relatively well, because he is missing out on a lot of potential here. That is going to still hurt, but it survives. Now, get going, protect each other, and this, let's see, just protect each other. That's the main strategy, and the beacon's over the airways, so that I'm okay with. I just need to get my priorities straight, because yeah, this is going to be much more different than the fight with Boss, at least. And a Widowmaker is going to be amazing at denying the Auger Disruptor. Now, what are those bombers going after? That's the big question. Because I could have saw, he did fire a beacon, so that doesn't really do much. I was thinking of maybe using Auger Disruptor, but I think we're okay. Most of these are getting shot down, and the Widowmakers just spawn them easily, but we gotta be mindful. He is got an isolated ship there, and his fleet is a bit of a mismatch, heavy bomber composition, but I'm trusting that he can't get that. I almost don't even want to commit with the supercharged voice shield with that said, because it feels like he's still not going to make it regardless, so it's going to be one of those matches, I guess. This thing's already taken a bit of a beating and lost its deck, so, and also its engines is gone, so that's what lock-on could do for you there. That's like, what, 12-14% chance? And he did micro warp jump alas, but he's still really damn crippled. That thing is gonna die insanely fast. Just gotta make sure my Widowmaker's still contributing. Let's see, 20 seconds, so we'll make sure he does not get that. As I can supercharge voice shield, let's get ready for that. I have not been paying attention to the timer of his lances, because I would love for the Dream to maximize my ability to like soak 2 shots with the supercharge, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Besides, we got torpedoes to murder him. Never mind the fact that I got Cobras to serve as backup, and let's get our Widowmaker in position. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. There is some benefit with the Widowmaker there, but having 2 Widowmakers, but at the same time I kind of neglected control of the second one, so it's kind of my own doing the first one dying in the first place. Let's not kid ourselves. So, he did not get the objective, so I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm happy with that result. And now we have an Acheron, which I guess autocast Auger Disruptors, if I had to guess. And he did destroy a second beacon. Ooh, and yeah, this is working out well for me now that he's like in a really bad spot, but with him not getting the objective, that works well for me too. Engines are destroyed, so I'm getting really lucky with those critical hits. Let's not kid ourselves. I don't even, well, if he did not have belt armor, it's kind of his own doing too a little bit. And he does not at least have belt armor on Acheron. So it's partly his fault, partly me. What is it? Is it you, game? I don't quite understand that, mind you, but I do feel like I did get a little bit lucky. But it's like, what, 13%? Yeah, it's 13% chance to critically hit with like 8 shots on each cruiser. And they have a fair chance to hit, so yeah, that's what lock-on will do. Although I am willing to admit maybe I got lucky there. It's hard to really say, because I also destroyed the deck, and I was not paying attention to the spoilers upgrades, but that's kind of why you don't want to get super aggressive against the Imperial Navy fleet, even though technically he was kind of forced on a clock a little bit. So it would have been harder. But again, he also was super heavy on the bombers, and I think I managed that relatively well, at least at the beginning. It may have started to fall apart a little bit with my awareness of them, but by then I think the match was already decided, so that's kind of why, at least to some extent, why the Lance variant seems to be more superior. They're damn good for shooting down those torpedoes, I won't lie, so you don't really need to avoid them as much, but still. That did seem a bit one-sided, even with a max level 10 fleet. And it was a bit of a mismatch, it almost feels like, because there was an Acheron, a Stig, and then the spoiler, so definitely super heavy on the bomber front, so it's not, he had a purpose for him outside shooting down torpedoes, I want to say, and I don't think they succeed in whatever the plan was. Well, it's really nice to have a nice diverse cast of players that I'm not familiar with, although at the same time I don't think I'm going to have the luxury of fighting all as level 10 fleets, so let's try and be a little more discreet here, but it still begs the question, what would be a best fleet here? Because Dictator without a doubt is in For the boring torpedoes, the fact that it's probably best that breaches through that heavy armor. And it's, of course, torpedoes are pretty good too, and, well, it unfortunately doesn't have supercharged void shields to help effectively deal with that, I lost my train of thought now, damn it. I don't know why, but nonetheless, I like the Overlords, the Dictator. Do I throw in another cruiser? It's a lot of power, but it's not. It's going to be pretty hit or miss, like I've been saying before. I kind of would like to throw a couple of Firestorms in. Can I get away with it without needing the recon probe? We'll see. We will see. Might be a bit of a mistake, but again, once we get in close, I'll have access to my Cobras to spawn as well, so that should help a little bit. It remains to be seen what kind of fleet we're up against, though. But this isn't really any lighter fleet, I'm just realizing too. I just went with like the most brute force type of fleet, so I'm kind of not pulling any punches, unfortunately. I probably could have gone with the Dauntlesses, get a couple more Firestorms. That would have been more useful here. And at least they would have done a notable amount of damage. They would be easily sniped in a hurry if they ever get isolated by the Thunderhawks or boring torpedoes. But at least boring torpedoes, the frigates can easily dodge relatively well, so long as I pay attention to them. The Thunderhawks are a different story, and that's where the Dictator kind of comes in. So we should be all good. As far as the torpedo front, good potential of denying his own boring torpedoes if I were to ever get revealed, and Thunderhawks won't be getting to the thick of it. I just gotta keep in mind I don't get the easy convenience to spy him at long range without using one of my Cobras, I think. Because even my Firestorm doesn't have extended sensors here, so I'm gonna be playing that route. And let's see, 4 ships, so this could very well be battle barge, 2 strike cruisers, and a frigate of some kind, at least until I see another ship. And even then, it could be another frigate. Depends on what kind of variants he took for his strike cruisers at least. So, but it's looking like it's going to be strike cruiser, battle barge, and then a frigate of some kind for spotting. At least that's the first impression. And then we just gotta wait for him to ready up there. Whatever he's up to, I might as well just ready up myself there. Maybe I'll hurry him along a little bit there, but once I get in close, if I can hit him without his brace for impact being up, assuming he has the Chapter Master, then I should be able to do a fair amount of damage. I just gotta pay attention to those bombardment cannons. Having the shields up for whenever he locks on is going to be essential. And if I can get away with having the shields still up for when lock-on's not available or off cooldown, then that's going to be even more practical. But the priority is lock-on, trying to mitigate the damage that that thing can do. Especially if he's got the Chapter Master for the pretty much the guaranteed critical hit. And it's looking like I'm not going to get much of a hit here with a bunch of Stormhawks, but I can still reload. That'll speed up my Cobra respawning quite a bit, actually, so that'll be pretty handy. And I'm not hearing any torpedoes, but that could very easily be because I'm talking too much. And so far, what does movement look like? Oops, so far, it seems consistent with what I'm thinking, but maybe this is just he deployed in the back. Hard to say, because it doesn't look like it's falling back that much more, but it could be wrong. I could be wrong there. I am going to get close to this gas cloud relatively soon. I just got to be ready for the dang recon probes. And actually, I can game this a little bit too. Can I just boost with the Firestorm just before the beacon reaches me? That would actually be kind of fun there, especially if he has the auto-cast boring torpedoes. So, let's boost on up. Yep, the ruse worked. There goes his boring torpedoes, so that was a bit of a waste. They may still be flying towards me, so I gotta be careful about that, mind you, but there's that. Well, I should have waited until the actual thing started flying towards me, to my Firestorm. And apparently he only had a single ship with boring torpedoes anyway, so probably not as exciting as I made it sound. Because apparently this is, well, it is a Mark 1 battle barge, so I'm wondering why it doesn't have boring torpedoes in. It does have boring torpedoes. It's got Masters of Forge too, so let's just destroy the weaponry here. Try and maximize the damage potential, and 30 seconds until I get my Cobras ready. With that said, oh, I don't have quite my orders up just yet, but this is still going to be notable. Now, bomb away, dodge these boring torpedoes, although It looks like they're already going... They're going for the Firestorm, are they? That'd be kind of interesting if that was the case. Oh no, they're going after my one, They're going after my one Overlord, so that's fine. Gotta keep its shields up. Probably reposition a little bit, because it is a bit vulnerable, and your prow's already gone, your engine's gone. Holy crap. Those boards were surprisingly effective, needless to say. Now, let's see. Okay, that was Brace for Impact, thankfully. I was worried that was Assault Run at first. But we can still hit. We got a lot of damage potential here, and it is only level 2, so this is going to be a bit one-sided there. Let's just preserve our ships the best we can until he chooses to warp these things out. He is braced for impacting, so macro cannons are going to be a little bit limited. It's going to be hard to... Well, I am in armor-piercing round range, so... Let's get the shield transfer going. This thing's getting hit hard now. And this will be simple enough as is. Just minimize the amount of damage I'm about to take there. Try to, anyway. And, well, ramming's kind of pointless there, but the frigate's about to die. Let's at least keep that alive, too. It still has shields. We're going to transfer shields for good measure. And boring torpedoes are flying my way. So, Dictator should dodge. Try and dodge, anyway. And that Auger Disruptor is surprisingly effective considering where we're fighting. I just wish I had thought of that sooner. A little bit overkill, needless to say, but I wish I thought of it sooner. Now, Battle Barge is heavily damaged there. I got torpedoes, so let's keep firing and cripple this thing even more while the lock-ons are having their fun. And I'll be watching intently for his warp out, but nope, that thing's not making it alive. It had to explode on me, but it's not making it alive, needless to say. So now's your last moment, fella. I'll try and prioritize your battle barge so your other strike cruiser can get out, but I don't think it's long for this world. We will see. Let's try and transfer a couple more shields for good measure. Get this Dictator back to full status. Nope, I think that's it there. And those were dumbfire torpedoes. I only successfully managed to dodge one of them, so that's not helpful. Oh, I thought that was him warping out. I'll let it go. I'll let it go. Help preserve. Well, it seems like a stupid idea because of lost in warp effects. So let's just get it out, disengage then. At first I thought that was him committing the warp out, but nope, not the case. Let's finish this. Let's finish this now. Let's see. And we got torpedoes to do said thing. Can we get a double kill somehow? Nope, the battle barge is in the way. Just one more hit. He successfully managed to mitigate. I just gotta ram the damn thing. Who am I kidding? Just ram and this will be over. Probably not gonna ram it very well, mind you, with him pushing my two ships together, but he doesn't have brace for impact. And this will be... And now I can actually ram and kill this damn thing. All the while the strike cruiser dies a horrible death too, so I apologize, fella. Maybe I should have tried something a little more lighter. It was a little bit my own failing there. I was talking about maybe trying some more Dauntlesses, because yeah, that would have been a perfect opportunity to go with the Retribution 4 Dauntlesses, mind you. It would have been scary for the Retribution, because it would have got focused down like crazy. Let's not kid ourselves, but it could have worked there. The Dauntlesses would have been more for harassment, but I missed out on an opportunity there, damn it. I could have enjoyed the opportunity to try that out more. So now I just feel like a jerk with that said. But oh well, let's try for more. Alright, we have ourselves a rematch with Boss, so let's try and make this a good one, shall we? Let's at least make the attempt. And I have a good idea what he's going to be doing. I have a good feel for it. It's just a matter of how do I get the most as far as denying his mobility with the torpedoes there, since we're not likely to hit him with the torpedoes, so that's kind of out of the question lest I want to brute force it, but I do have the shield transfers. I still have the means to do a lot of damage. I just gotta somehow get away with the lock-ons and feel comfortable doing that, is what it comes down to, because it's going to be tricky to get in point-blank range for the armor-piercing rounds, mind you, especially with stasis bombs if I can't burn them prematurely, so we're going to have to try and just improve my game is what it comes down to. I have supercharged forward shields on my 3 cruisers to help mitigate a lot of damage for the big aggressive push. I just gotta remember to do that. I have Cobras, which I've been thinking about maybe deploying his Cobras behind his ships once I get close enough, so maybe he's not going to have the convenience of just sniping him down. And even 2 torpedoes from a Cobra is going to be very awkward for him to dodge a little bit if he's going to actually attempt to dodge them. Yeah, but there's still a lot of play testing that'll need to be done, and this probably is not a good position for me there. Hell, there's like no gas clouds, so I am going to have to try and play aggressive and really try and force them back as much as possible. Make him juke and jive so maybe I can go straight at him and maybe wedge him into a corner that much faster, although that's a silly play. This layout doesn't work well for me, especially with that celestial body as well. So this might be a harder fight for me there, just because of the layout, because he's going to try and circle around this too without a doubt, but we'll see. We will see. Let's just try and keep him honest to a vague extent there. And if I can wedge him into a corner a little bit more, that'd be great. Because the main strength I have is actually being able to, get him stuck in a corner, then he's forced to get aggressive, or forced to fight me in a closer range because he can't quite retreat. But again, it comes down to burn his stasis bombs for that to work. And I also need to watch his movements there. We have, like, let's see, beacon going on there. So I haven't really been listening for that. So that's a little bit of a shame that I didn't notice it. But I guess it should have been assumed that there would be a beacon coming this way. It can? Yeah, I'm going to dodge that relatively simply. It looks like I might dodge it almost easily. I just got to be careful not to get my ship sniped really quick. And this tyrant's going to have to keep on juking and jiving a little bit more, just to make sure, okay, it's clear. And we do have more torpedoes. Keep them honest, especially those ones that are back there. The torpedoes aren't going to be all that impressive, but I can at least try and force him to side strafe more. That's the idea anyway. Because like we saw before, I can wedge him into a corner, so if I force him not to be able to come straight at me conveniently, that helps a ton. That actually helps in that regard a lot. These torpedoes are kind of pointless, mind you, because of the celestial body, which is a bit of the main problem.
Cruising speed set.
But let's see, Dauntless, you're going to get regrouped there some. We're going to try and keep spawning still. And I do have torpedoes coming back up in a moment. Although his devastation is not really all that big of a scary threat just yet. It's just the beacons that is probably going to throw on me. Because yeah, again, this celestial body is kind of limiting what it can do to a vague extent. So Widowmaker, get on moving. We are going to get revealed, but again, we have this celestial body that also helps to some extent. And I also have emission dissipators to hide this thing. So we'll see if it actually makes a difference or not.
Yes, Admiral.
So one shield transfer gone. Lances were completely blocked there. And now we are surprisingly close, so let's fire some torpedoes and really give them a scare. So here comes the beacons. Now, can we get the shots I want? Let's stop playing nice here, although I would like still to hit the Acrons without a doubt. It's probably not going to go very well, but I did block 2 of his shots there, really simply. Now, that's the one I want to focus on. Probably not going to happen. Now, this, oh, that stasis bomb was that stasis bomb looked like it was gonna, didn't go off like it should have. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but I do have shield transfers to take these hits, and I'm just hoping that didn't mess up my fire. So that's kind of what I like right now. So I got a beacon on there. Unfortunately, I did use my recharge, so that's a bit of a shame. So get moving, get boosting, and try and do damage here. Because he is firing his weaponry some. And we are getting hits on the Acron, not very impressive ones, mind you. Let's see, we are losing... Yeah, this stasis bomb is a bit of a bad position for me. If only I hadn't burned that recharge, that would be pretty good for me. So you hold fire there. And try and get the control going here. Let's actually get these fleets moving. That's going to be pretty handy. So I don't have any shield transfers just yet there. Stasis bomb's up. We're going to have to try and soak this damage here. Get moving, get spawning. And also get the assault running, ideally. Now, you did spawn, right? Okay, you did spawn. Now we just gotta get in there and try and get aggressive. This isn't quite the engagement I want, and this is gonna hurt like hell too. But I do have the Dauntless to help in that regard, and I also have torpedoes to, again, force him to move some. Now, can we just keep punishing that? Because the Dauntless is taking hits. I want to just do a lot of damage here. It's going to be tricky to do. But this Tyrant's in good position. I got the repairs going, but that was a bit of a whiff. Now, we do have Acheron position here. I just got to get this Tyrant position. Everything's burning retros in an inconvenient manner too. Especially this Widowmaker that's kind of vulnerable. So, the deck's gone, so I can't quite burn retros just yet, but can I shield transfer? I can't shield transfer. Not quite in range, though. Now, keep firing these torpedoes. Give them a good scare. Especially now that we're kind of getting close. I gotta make sure the engines are getting focused down. This probably is not gonna go as well as it should. And of course, that was a bit of a waste of beacon because, again, I've been neglecting it a lot. But, is this thing gonna die? It's taking a lot of damage now. It remains to be seen if it will. Because it is about to get outside the beacon. And I do have torpedoes not quite up yet. But do I have shield transfers? No, I don't. But this Acheron's taking a beating. These shields are coming back up. Now, can I do the hits I want to? Because I am messing this up quite a bit. I feel like I'm messing this up quite a bit, especially with deck gone, sensors gone, all that, and you just keep on going, and maybe no shield transfer, alas. So everything's jammed, but I will spot this thing in a moment to hit. Engines are gone too. It is getting hit, but it is also the Nurgle ship, so this is not going to be as promising as I want. Yeah, I messed up with supercharged voice shields well. There was a lot of things I messed up on. Again, it comes down to wasting my dang attempt to... basically neglecting my torpedoes quite heavily. Or, not my torpedoes, but my beacon. That was the big problem there. We are getting the point-blank hits, but we didn't get any actual critical hits there. At least ones that mattered. There's no engine destruction, no generator destruction, no nothing there, so... And the damage did get spread out. We did do a lot of damage, though. But I don't think it's too little too late, alas, so... I messed up with my control of the Widowmaker heavily. Because it actually died to my own ram damage there. And if I had kept it back at a safe distance, I could have been okay with it getting out. Because there was a lot of potential early on to actually kill... to do a lot of damage to the Acheron early. So that's a bit of a shame there. Could have done that a lot better there. Either way, it feels like an improvement. I just messed up again with the Widowmaker, and of course the beacon. I neglected the beacon most of all, because that would have spotted one of his ships for me. He would have to force to be isolated, which arguably would make it easier to shoot down if he didn't want to spot or have the rest of his fleet get spotted. So, I could have done that better, a lot better. The damage was really good ultimately. Again, No critical hit that time, mainly because I only had like a single lock on from the Retribution. And even then, the engagement probably wasn't the best for me. I want to argue because I didn't get to burn those stasis bombs early like I would want to before committing to an engagement, so it was a rough mission, a rough battle, but if only I can actually fix that one damn issue. I gotta remember my goddamn recon beacon, sure, right? Losing the Widowmaker is a big deal, but the beacon was also pivotal, so that would have been helpful, and autocasting would not solve my issues. It's the Acrons that kind of need to be fixated on. If the beacon ends up on a Hellbringer, you know that's going to be useless, so that solves nothing there. But nonetheless, that still had promise. I just wish I could get that more solid play, on all honesty, because losing my own Widowmaker there doesn't help a whole lot. But oh well, I guess it'll be time to try with the Eldar, I think, and that's going to be amusing, isn't it? Because chances are I might die horribly to the orcs with their ability to negate the hollow field. As much as I would like to practice more against Chaos there, we will have to see.